Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you an interesting take on chocolate. To kick off chocolate week, I'm going to start off by showing you how to make the chocolate ball. First up, you're going to start out by tempering some dark chocolate. So essentially you're just going to bring it to 101 degrees Fahrenheit or so in a double boiler, and that should take about 5 minutes. Once the dark chocolate is thoroughly melted and up to temp, you're going to take it off the double boiler and add a few more dark chocolate chips to it just to cool the temperature down to around 89 to 90 degrees. This is where the chocolate is actually tempered properly, and it's going to cool and harden and get really shiny once it's out of the mold. I cover more about tempering on my website, byrontalbott.com, so check that out if you're interested. But once the dark chocolate is tempered, you're going to pour it into your mold about a quarter of the way, just enough so you can thoroughly coat the mold. And then once you do that, you're going to cap it off, coat the mold, and then you're going to put it in the refrigerator for about a half an hour until it completely sets up. One thing you want to keep in mind with this mold in particular is that you want to give it a turn every 2 to 3 minutes, otherwise there's just going to be a dense hard spot on one side or the other. So make sure you just constantly flip it every 2 to 3 minutes so you have a nice even chocolate sphere. Also, one of the ways you can tell that it's actually done and completely hardened is that it will pull away from the mold just slightly, leaving just a space in between the mold and the chocolate. One thing I'm going to do here that you don't necessarily have to do is I just get a little hot spatula and run it around the center of the sphere to take away that seam. You don't have to do this. You can keep it really shiny and keep the seam. I think it's actually beautiful sometimes with that nice shiny sphere. But me personally, I like that smoke and mirrors effect, and just taking away that seam in the middle and kind of roughing it up a little, just it makes it look almost like a perfect ball of chocolate, almost like a big giant truffle. But that's sort of my take on it. And once that's done, all you're going to do is get a hot plate or a hot little Pyrex container like I'm doing here, heat it up in some water, wipe it off with a towel, and then you're just going to melt the bottom of the actual chocolate sphere, and that's going to create the cavity for you to be able to fill it with whatever you want. Alright, so once your chocolate ball is ready to be used, basically you can pair it with whatever you want. You can fill it with brownies or different toppings, ice cream, mousse. I mean, there's 1,000,001 different variations for this recipe. The whole inspiration behind this recipe for me was really a traditional sundae done a little differently, obviously. I love the idea of the caramel, vanilla ice cream, strawberries. You can do bananas. I put some peanuts on there, and essentially it just melts the chocolate around the caramel and the caramel around the chocolate, and kind of makes this pool of delicious hot fudge and really, really good caramel around the ice cream. And I think it's just a really cool twist on a traditional ice cream sundae that's waiting to be made by you. I'm really excited to try this. This looks absolutely incredible. I want to pour the sauce on there before it cools down to get that nice melty effect, but this looks amazing. All right, here it goes. I love it. Oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Right away, it like bursts open. I love this dessert. All right. Let me try it. A little bit of the strawberry. So good. I love how it melts around the dessert, so it reveals the dessert as it goes down. Just a really cool effect. Very simple dessert. I really don't think that it's that difficult as long as you have the molds. If you don't have the molds, you can pick up the balloon. I've actually done this on my channel before, except instead of the whole sphere, I've done like a half sphere. It was almost like a chocolate cup. and that was for a Valentine's Day, so check that out as well if you're interested in like a different way of preparing this. But I love the idea that the chocolate is a vessel, almost a container for the dessert, and then as you pour it, it melts the chocolate, kind of mixes with the caramel, mixes a little bit with the ice cream and the peanuts, has like this sort of this refined sundae. You can definitely go crazy with it, adding bananas, putting a little brownie in the bottom. I mean, there's a million different variations. And I think it's a very cool dessert. I definitely recommend you guys trying it out, sharing it with your friends and family. This is definitely something you don't make all the time, but when you do, or you're trying to impress some people, you just like blow their minds out with this. So try it out, share it with your friends and family. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you did, please subscribe, thumbs up, and comment below for future video requests, things you want to see on my channel. And of course, I'll see you guys next time with another delicious recipe. Bye guys.